Here we are back at it again. Going to talk about another Nintendo Direct, and I got to say, guys, this one seems like a banger. What do you guys think?
It was very surprising, especially for first half of the year releases, almost exclusively, except for one, which we'll go over. Very surprising content indeed.
Yeah, Nintendo's like whole first half of this year seemed like empty. It was Kirby, and it was like, well, I guess that's it. I guess that's all we're getting. But they're like, nah, fam. Let me drop like 20 games on you.
Unironically, 20 games, because I even made a joke right before the Direct where I said the only thing we know about is Kirby, and I assume that Splatoon will be in the summer because the last two games released in the summer, and that's it. And then Nintendo looked at my stupid ass, was like, "Yeah, nah, here's the 20 games we're about to release." So they actually started off pretty cool too because they dropped that Fire Emblem Warriors Three Hopes, the new like Fire Emblem Warriors game. That was like the first thing they announced, and that was completely out of left field.
I love the redesigns.
Yeah, it's funny because when I played Age of Calamity, Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, and I remember thinking, well, now what? And I'm like, I guess they'll probably do three houses, like just like they did, just Breath of the Wild. And yet I remember thinking that and then completely forgetting about it. And then when they dropped it, I was like, oh, that's right, duh.
You're secretly a prophet.
I'm secretly a prophet.
How many characters were in the first Fire Emblem Warriors?
There were
um,
quite a few, but I think that it kind of there was a lot of overlap. A lot of the characters had very similar moves, and there was also a lot of complaints because it was primarily just Awakening and the original.
Yeah, that was really my biggest complaint with it, was it had a really severe lack of characters from pretty much any game in the series that wasn't one of two games.
Yeah, and they didn't really take a whole lot of creative liberties with it either, and despite them saying that we couldn't do lots of characters from lots of different games because they'd all be sword characters, we still ended up with lots of sword characters that all played very similar to each other. Yeah,
you got like 3-4 types of characters.
Yeah, all things that I really enjoyed Fire Emblem Warriors for all intents and purposes. Well, so I mean I'm excited for this, and I like the redesigns, and I think that it's probably better suited to just focus on one game at this point.
Well, Three Houses cast is super strong, I think. I like a ton of the characters. I'm really sad I wasn't able to recruit everybody I wanted to my first playthrough.
Yeah, they got a lot to work with, and this will be like, it'll be different too because Three Houses doesn't have the weapon triangle, which was a big thing in the first one. And
I like the mechanic a lot in the first Warriors game too. I'm surprised that they would like get rid of it. Actually, a lot of the combat mechanics and level mechanics in Warriors or Fire Emblem Warriors was quite good, and I'm curious to see how they'll change it for Three Hopes.
You think they're gonna let you turn back time
if we die? Probably.
Or if you die, I mean, in the game you don't have to do it when you die. You can just do it whenever.
Well, I guess when anyone dies. I guess if you fail, after a certain. Well, I'm saying like you die. That's when you do it, is when somebody dies. But
yeah, I'm like, nope.
I guess you can technically do it whenever you want. So I mean, I could see that being a mechanic. Just
they limit you or something.
Yeah,
like they do in the game.
Yeah, and of course, I
don't know if you need that though.
I don't really know.
Like,
they'd have to like.
It's kind of a big plot point in the game.
Yeah. Well, it's a big plot point in the game, so they can give you that mechanic.
No. So we don't have to do it by ourselves manually by shutting
so they can't. I mean, they could just put it in there with no explanation, but they're like, no, we're gonna give it story reason, I guess.
I'm glad that I haven't save scummed once in that game because I did it with the game mechanics.
Yeah.
And they add save scumming for you because they know you do it anyway.
Yeah. I'm curious to see that how this goes in terms of story, because this obviously is taking place in some sort of different timeline than the routes that are in Three Houses. So I would assume that this is going to be. I'm assuming it's going to be one story. It's not going to branch out again. They're not going to do branching paths like in the other game. That'd be crazy.
Make you choose again.
Make you choose again. And but I feel like this is probably just going to be like one route, and you're just going to have everybody with you at all times, and Everyone's going to be besties, and it's going to be real
Nothing
fun.
can go wrong.
And it's
Yeah,
going to
we're
be a
all friends.
happy-go-lucky time, and we're all going to hug at the end. Just like at the end of, well, I don't want to spoil any other
Because
games,
I actually
but-
haven't played Three Houses, so
well, no, not
really
Three
good at-
Houses. No, Three Houses doesn't end like that. I was referring more to Age of
Spoilers.
Calamity.
Oh, we're talking about
Gotcha. But yeah, Three Ups is pretty sweet. I don't know if I'll play it because again, I didn't play Three Houses, so
You should
but it
though.
would be
It's
neat.
if you like the Persona time management stuff, that's literally that, but Fire Emblem.
I wonder if they'll introduce. I mean, like these Warrior games, like especially as of late, they've been like nailing taking like the franchise and putting it into the Warriors format, and also introducing all these mechanics that we know from the franchise. You know, Fire Emblem with the weapon triangle and a lot of like actual like unit placement management in Fire Emblem Warriors. And
Is it the?
so
Oh, sorry.
I was just gonna say, and also the way that like Age of Calamity, like you know, it basically works and feels a lot like Breath of the Wild. Just you know, you go into Warriors levels, but like the way that you like collect and navigate menus and
I mean, you
control your
use the
power-ups
rune
is-
system. Where
Yeah,
you have
you
like
use
the
the
bomb
rune
runes,
system.
the stasis runes, stuff like that. Like it's pretty neat.
Yeah, and then Persona 5 Strikers is basically just Persona again, except for instead of random encounters that are turn-based combat, they're random encounters that, or not random encounters. Instead of encounters that are turn-based combat, they're encounters that are turned into a Warriors game.
I mean, yeah, they have the once mores and everything. They have the Persona switching. They have
Yeah, you walk around,
all of it,
you know,
really.
Tokyo like you like
Yeah.
you would in the regular game. So I'm curious to see how you know far they go in this game too.
Yuzuki is literally a Virgil from DMC.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, yeah.
No complaints there.
That's June. So there you go. First half of the year. They're
Yeah.
keeping to their promise. Right after that was something that only I care about. It was the Advanced Wars reboot, where they give us a little bit more of it.
I swear, I thought that game came out already.
No,
Hey.
it got delayed twice.
I'm looking forward to that game. I'm planning on picking it up, but
Yeah,
I don't have the same
Ryan.
hype for it.
Please, at least 2 people will purchase this game.
I will
I'm so
not-
excited.
I will not support more tactical RPGs. I know we were praising Three Houses 2 seconds ago, but
We're not. It's not a tactical RPG though. There's no RPG mechanics. It's just tactics maps where basically each map is just chess.
Yeah,
There's
Yeah.
no
Gary.
and
RPG mechanic to it. It makes it better. It's more pure. Grep. It's pure.
It's got
It's
it's got
just
tanks
unfettered
in it and
tactics.
the only tech RPG I care about is this Fire Emblem ripoff from the Xbox 360 arcade, but it was themed around bugs, and you had a map editor, and it was sweet. And like
What?
different
No
bugs were
idea
different
what you're
classes.
talking
what
about.
the hell?
Yeah, it's nobody's played it, but it was awesome.
Is that a fever dream that you had?
No,
what are
it
you
was-
talking about?
It was so good. I'll find it. You can carry
Yeah,
it on.
find it and send it to me because I straight up
Okay.
don't believe you. All right, Advance Wars. I'm excited, but no one else is. So-
No, Advanced Wars it looks solid. I feel like I've seen a lot of people complain about like the art style, but I find it charming. I think it's nice.
Yeah, people are saying like if like it's almost too blocky or like too cartoony, and it doesn't have like the kind of like the pixel art flair of the originals. But I'm pretty okay with it. I also like
the
the
animation.
animated chat boxes for the characters. So,
Yeah,
like,
it looks
all
really
the
good.
characters, like as you're sending orders and like doing the abilities and things like that, the characters are really into it, and I like that a lot. Like it makes them feel more like characters rather than just like I don't know abilities, because it's effectively what the characters are, just random abilities, or not random, but set abilities that each person has.
Band
I
of
like it a lot.
Bugs is what it was called.
Band of Brothers. Where's
It-
my
it-
Band of Brothers bug game?
Yeah, you got it. It's what it's called. Band of Bugs.
No, but I want Band of Brothers where it's like squad based shooting mechanics. Where
Oh,
you
like-
send out your bugs and like they're fighting the Nazi bugs of World War II.
Band of
That's what I
Ants.
want. Yeah, Band of Ants. So we actually were all 3 of us were like wondering at the same time, because right after they showed off Advance Wars again, they talked about No Man's Sky being on the Switch, and I don't know how that's possible. That doesn't seem like it'll work.
Yeah, it's not streamed either, so
Yeah, it
it's
wasn't
running on
cloud
hardware.
I will say, as we were watching it, it felt like I saw like frame rate drops and stuff in there. I don't know if that was just my stream or if that was the gameplay itself, but
Well,
I
that's
mean,
also
that's
the
every
game
Switch game.
itself. No, like I mean No Man's Sky itself. I've played I guess I have a base PS4. So I've played it on base PS4, and the game has some like frame rate drops and texture pop-ins and stuff because of just how much the game is loading. And that's why I'm confused. I'm like, how will they get that to work on Switch? Even if they lowered like the graphics and the fidelity and everything, like how will it load anything?
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if that looks good. I mean, if I ever play No Man's Sky, it's not going to be on the Switch, but I guess it's cool that it's there.
If only you could play it on something that's pretty powerful, something that we all own, something like a PC, possibly. Weird.
Sounds fake.
It is pretty fake. So we had first surprise, 3 hopes, and we had the second surprise, at least to me, because I didn't think this was ever coming back. But Mario Strikers Battle League being a sequel to Mario Strikers.
Yeah, people
hype, dude.
People were going nuts about that.
It's so funny. I've been memeing that coming, like thinking to myself, and they're finally going to bring back Mario Strikers. But in my heart, I never believed it.
Because it's like it's the only sport one they haven't done more than one of, I think, right? They just
I think we had 2. We had one on GameCube and one on Wii.
Was there one on Wii? Oh.
Because there was Mario Strikers, and I think there was a Mario Strikers Charged.
Charged. That sounds right.
Oh. I thought that was just a remake. Is that actually a different game?
Oh. I'll check. I'll find out.
I thought it was just a remake. But also the other Mario Sports game that only has a single one is 3-on-3 hoops. So just want to clear the air here.
Don't forget about Mario Baseball.
Literally what?
Literally.
Never heard of it. It is funny because I was actually just talking to Grep like 2 months ago, because we were talking about like different Mario sports games, and they had like golf and everything. And I've never really liked any of the sports games, with the exception of Mario Strikers. And I even said if they came out with Mario Strikers 2 or like a new iteration of it, I would purchase it immediately. And now Nintendo heard me say that, and they're like, well, we've got one guy that's going to buy it, and he's an idiot. So let's get everyone to buy it. But that trailer looked really good with like new abilities, stuff like that. All the new characters. The gear system is kind of weird. They have like an RPG gear system for each character. I don't know how I feel about that.
Luigi straight up fouls somebody. Just gives them a
he
check.
like throws me to the electric fence. It was hilarious.
Yeah. No, I'm excited for this. The thing that I love about Strikers in particular is like the weird, crazy, like jagged art style that they give it, like in the arts.
Yeah.
And I've always just been like, it's so like not Mario that I like was part of the reason why I liked it so much.
It's very graphic novel-esque. I like it a lot.
And like Nintendo's been so like, or not so much as of late, but especially during like the Wii U era, they were very much so like don't stray too far from like the familiarity in Mario and stuff like that. So I kind of just assumed, we're never gonna see Strikers again because Mario looks real angry at Strikers, and
everyone that game looks pissed.
It looks straight out of a sports anime.
Oh, it totally is.
Yeah, they got a lot of like interesting things in here too. They said that you could do like 8-player, like
on a single Switch.
On a single Switch,
yeah.
That's just like what?
Let's
go.
They said 8-player local co-op.
Breaking. Is there any other game that does it besides Smash?
Maybe like Mario Party.
I think Mario Party does if you do 4 teams of 2 players each. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
you need don't you need 2 Switches for that?
Oh, you know what? Actually, I think you do, because you combine the Switches to do some of the mini games. Yeah.
You're right.
Actually, I think that's how it works. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure you do the 4 teams of 2.
I forgot that was a feature.
Yeah, I've never done it either, but it looks kind of neat. But like, does anyone actually have 7 friends to play with? Of course they don't. We're all lonely. But I'm pretty excited for Battle League. Comes out June 10th, which is just before 3 Hopes, which is kind of surprising. They're 2 weeks apart, so that's kind of cool. Two big releases for June.
Yeah, it's crazy to watch. I'm watching the trailer and like Rosalina shows up and she like does a thing, and I'm like, oh my god, Rosalina wasn't in the last game because the last Mario Strikers came out before Galaxy.
Yeah, before Galaxy.
Did it really?
Yeah.
2006 then? Wow.
It's been a long time. It might have been around the same time as Galaxy.
The people who made that game are dead now.
Generations have come and gone.
That's the weirdest thing to me, is that people like we grew up with a bunch of series, and of course we want these series to come back, but like when we say we want them to come back, like none of the developers who worked on it are generally going to be doing it again. Yeah, it's like the game came out in like the 90s, and then we want to keep getting sequels. It's weird to think about.
I mean, that's why some people don't like the remakes and remasters, because it doesn't feel like the original, because it doesn't have like the original vision, the original passion, which can be true. That does happen, but I still think it's cool for them to try it, just to like get some of what
Yeah.
people enjoyed the first time.
Worst comes to worst, you just ignore it. Or ruin the entire franchise like Sonic 06. But
Oh no. But Ryan, yet again, we got surprised because we got to see some more of Salmon Run in Splatoon 3. And if there's anything
Best mode.
that would make me happier on this planet, it's that Salmon Run is no longer limited. Please, whoever is designing this game, please let Salmon Run be a permanent mode.
Blows my mind that it wasn't in the first game, considering that it was like that was like the kind. I feel like Salmon Run was kind of the new thing that was introduced in Splatoon 2. Is like, hey, Splatoon 2, we've got all the things you know and love from Splatoon 2, a new like single player campaign, and this brand new mode called Salmon Run. You can only play it at certain times, like at certain times. It's not open all the time. It's like, why?
Yeah, only during a summer solstice.
Yeah,
that's how it felt sometimes.
I just want to get on and play Salmon Run. Oh, I can't. This is so sad.
Well, I remember when that first happened, a lot of Western players were complaining about it, like North American, European players. And apparently the Japanese audience didn't care because it's just like a thing that happens in Japanese games. And their reasoning was it makes the mode feel more special if you can only play it at certain times. I'm like, wow, that's neat. That's a stupid idea. If I like playing Salmon Run, just let me play Salmon Run. I have, I don't know, like 200 hours in that game, 250 hours. And of those 250 hours, I guarantee more than half of it is Salmon Run.
There might be a compromise there. I'd rather just be there all the time, but like Monster Hunter does the thing where they have the event quests and then eventually they just let you do all the event quests.
Yeah, but those are like still like special event quests. It doesn't
it's
not
like an entire
Salmon Run's a whole part
right?
of the game that's like its own thing.
I feel like
they weren't even
also lacks some content too.
They weren't even like alternating it with another thing, or it was just sometimes
it just turns off, and
sometimes it's not there.
That's weird. Yeah,
and it wasn't like server space. It wasn't like any technical reason. They were like, it makes it feel more special. And it's like at that point, why not make it to where the game mode is always open, but you only earn the gear and experience and rewards from it like during those special times? Then I could still play it if I want to, but I'm only getting progression at certain points.
Only selling the Super Mario 3D collection for a limited time.
Yeah, it makes it feel more special. Yeah,
thanks. Can't play it now.
It's bizarre, but if they didn't touch on it at all in this direct, but if they do anything to make Salmon Run better, because all they need to do is just add more enemy types, which they showed off, like a couple more weapon types, which they showed off again, and just make it permanent.
And you can throw eggs now. You can do egg tosses to each other.
I feel like that's almost game breaking to be able to throw the eggs. So that means it's just going to be even harder.
I think it's either they're gonna have to crank it up because I feel like that's super exploitable.
Oh yeah. But after Splatoon 3, they had to simmer down the excitement a little bit, and they had that like block of they had like a bunch of remakes and remasters coming to Switch. So they had like Front Mission 1 and 2, which you guys didn't even know what it was.
Didn't even know.
Never.
So they had like both of those games being remade for the summer. They have the Chrono Cross remaster, which is actually pretty sweet.
Why don't they bring Chrono Trigger over?
Isn't Chrono Trigger? Oh, is it on Switch though? I know it's been remastered. But I don't know if it's
Chrono Trigger's on the original DS remastered.
That's actually a good question.
It's on the original DS.
I mean, it's also like on.
Is it on something else?
Yeah, it's on PlayStation and Xbox and PC too. Like it's been remastered for other systems.
Oh yeah, you can't get it on PC and stuff. I thought it was only on. Yeah,
no,
I think that was weird. I played the DS version back in the day. I didn't play the SNES version.
I think they're almost identical, aren't they? I don't think.
I think so. I like the dual screen menuing and stuff like that though. Just it's very convenient for like RPG systems when I can just have that extra menu stuff there, or like the map.
I hope this remaster does well though for Chrono Cross, because
I never played it. I'm gonna buy it.
The fan base kind of doesn't like it. Everyone was kind of just expecting Chrono Trigger 2, and Chrono Cross isn't that. And it has different mechanics. It has like different way of storytelling. So people just really hate on this game, and I think it's kind of undeserved. But I think my only complaint, and Brian's gonna like laugh at this, I think my only complaint is there's way too many party members. If you have more than like 8 people for me to care about, I'm not going to care about all those party members. And I think there's literally like 45 party members in Chrono Cross.
Shit!
It's insane, dude.
Can't some of them like permadie though?
Yeah, they can like perma-die. You can have like entirely storylines that you don't get to see because of it. So you're meant to play the game multiple times just to carry like different people through it and like,
Probably
see what
not doing
happens.
that, but
it's so much effort, and some of them are like really hidden too, where you have to do really specific things to get them, and it's like why? That's so it's so obnoxious. 40 characters to care
That's
about.
a lot of characters. Dang.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
I didn't realize that.
What is it? Ryan, you're like, yeah, an anime opening has like more than 10 characters. I check out just mentally. I'm like, yeah, nah, that's you for Chrono Cross.
That's me. For Chrono Cross. 10 characters, more like 5 characters.
Yeah, I was being generous.
To play. That's coming out soon, right?
Yeah, that's April. So
April. Oh, okay, that's not. Okay, that's
months.
I thought it was coming out in like March.
No, April 7th, and then. So they did Chrono Cross remaster. Right after that, they had the Kingdom Hearts Cloud versions again, which like that would be real with the Nintendo. I'm not going to play anything Cloud version.
Square the past ever since they were putting out like the trailers for Kingdom Hearts 3, the gameplay trailers, they're just like, all right, let's put Kingdom Hearts on everything because nobody knows what's going on.
That was the original joke.
You had to own every console to get the Kingdom Hearts story, and all of it was important, except for debatably Recoded.
I'm going to go with not even debatably. Recoded is stupid.
Recoded.
It tells you one piece of information
that's
and you
not
find
used.
out that piece of information in other games anyway. So what's it matter? But yeah, you needed to know everything from every game on every console known to mankind. And then they're like, you know what? Maybe that's a dumb idea. Let's port it to literally everything.
No.
We're a couple years too late for it. But all you
the people who only play Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 going into 3,
yeah.
Who are you people?
Who are you people? Yeah. Again, the classic joke of who?
Literally
who. So that's cool, I guess. I'm never going to play a cloud version.
We're going to talk about Kingdom Hearts and Disney. We can't forget about Disney Speedstorm.
I was trying to do all the remakes in order. We have one extra remake, which was Klonoa, and I was excited for that.
That's cool. I've heard nothing but good things. I haven't played it before.
They were fun platformers, like that era of the mascot platformers where literally every company was like, let's have a cute character and have them jump around.
I played I played Tomba too, which was a ton of fun, which was kind of
also
in that era.
Weird.
Yeah, it's weird.
There's so many weird things in Tomba.
I'd love
for that to come back too.
Yeah, I would love Tomba to come back. That was like a fever dream. It
is funny though, because I don't think I played Klonoa 1. I think I only played the second game. And I also had a Game Boy Advance version, which I don't think was a sequel. I don't even think it was like a remake of 2. There's like a slightly different game. And I'm pretty sure I played the Game Boy Advance version of Klonoa more than the console version. And I don't really know why. Maybe it's just it was portable, so I could just take it with me on like road trips and stuff. But all of my memories of Klonoa are my memories of him as the little 8-bit pixel dude on my Game Boy Advance screen. So it'll be kind of cool to get some more stuff from it, because there was going to be a Klonoa 3. Here's some fun facts that no one will know or care about. There's going to be a Klonoa 3, and then the series just wasn't selling well, and they pulled the plug. So it'd be kind of neat if this sold well, and we actually got that promised third game.
Could be.
15 years later, whatever it is, 20 years later.
Or it'll sell bad and die.
Bad and die. Great. Thanks for ruining my dreams, Grep. All right, Ryan, you're so excited to talk about it. Talk about your Disney game.
All right, so the first thing that I noticed about Disney Speedstorm is that it's like Mario Kart.
Oh, you remember the name? I just call it Disney Kart Racer.
Imagine Mario Kart. All the mechanics, anti-gravity, items, lots of colorful characters, but you go at like a fourth of the speed. My theory is it's because Mickey Mouse's ears aren't very aerodynamic and would flop in the wind way too much, and maybe he'd hurt himself. And that's why it's such a slow racer.
Take your tinfoil hat off, dude.
It's not a tinfoil hat if it's true. It's just facts.
I just want Diddy Kong Racing to come back. I think that was the only. Well, I guess Crash Team Racing was a good competitor to Mario Kart, but Diddy Kong Racing was my jam.
Well, I mean, Donkey Kong is dead because they had to have. Yeah, there hasn't been a Donkey Kong game in like 6 years now, 7 years. A new one.
Tropical Freeze was so fun though.
Yeah, it didn't sell well. Like he just said, if it doesn't sell well, it's a dead franchise.
It wasn't as good as Country 2, but it was still fun.
But not fun
to two of the best platformers of all time.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, Speedstorm is funny because it was like, who would pay for this? And then immediately after I said that, they're like, a free-to-play kart race. I'm like, that's why,
Yes.
because you don't have to pay for it.
Probably a smart decision on their part, but then they're going to monetize the heck out of it, and
Oh, absolutely.
it's going to be even worse than you can imagine. Like Mario Kart Tour.
Never heard of it.
Yeah.
I find it weird that whatever Disney's like game dev team, it used to be Disney Interactive. I don't know if that's still the team, but someone sat down and was like, hey, you know what sells really well on Switch? Mario Kart. Let's do a competitor to that. And
It's
have
not like they're
not
making anything
sell.
with Mario Kart.
But except Mario Kart still topping the charts.
There's a vacuum in the kart industry on Switch. They haven't put out a Mario Kart since the first year. The people are clamoring for Mario Kart. We will provide it for them.
It's Mickey Kart.
Mickey Kart. Mickey Kart. You're right.
I don't.
JK.
I don't see how they took the time to like dev this and create it and to think that it's gonna have like a niche, because Mario Kart still sells like somehow tens of thousands of units every week. I don't know how everyone that owns a Switch doesn't own this game already, but where's Speedstorm gonna like fit into that?
I think it's literally just meant primarily for, younger audiences, and not that,
Stupid parents who
dumb
buy
little- you don't have to be a dumb baby to play this game, but I think that's primarily who they're targeting. It's like, hey, your kid likes
Literally.
Mario Kart. How about a free Mario Kart?
That's true,
And you
it's
can
free.
pay extra for Mickey Mouse with a Santa Claus hat.
Kids are super into microtransactions, so
I thought you were just gonna, because you said I thought you were just gonna, kids are stupid. I'm like, wow, crap. Tell
kids
me how
are-
you really feel.
they are stupid. That's why they play Fortnite.
Oof. That's so mean. You're just mad because you can't get a victory royale.
I've gotten a victory royale in Fortnite.
Just one.
Only one.
And yeah, that's what I thought.
Well,
Hey, beat the game and that was it. You never played again.
I didn't play it that much.
You're not in the crowd.
I'll play it now that Spider-Man's in it, except for JK. No, I won't.
Is it only limited? Isn't like that already done?
Ryan, we got to play on the Switch though. Where I played Fortnite on the Switch once, and I'm like, I'm uninstalling. This was a terrible experience.
I'll come back. I'll download it when they bring in Moon Knight.
Well, we got to do it as a as like a charity event. Make Ryan play Fortnite.
Make
on
me play
Switch.
Fort. Make me suffer.
That'd be the funniest thing too.
The special Moon Knight Fortnite. Moon Knight Fortnite collab. I'm saying Moon Knight because I know they'll never do it. They'll never do it.
They added John Wick to Fortnite.
Yeah,
so,
he's super
Moon Knight's
violent.
like
More
Knight's not out of
people know
And
John
Deadpool,
Wick
wasn't
than Moon
Deadpool
Knight.
in Fortnite?
Deadpool was in Fortnite.
So
You're
yeah, there you
listing
go.
all these characters that people actually know.
You know, that's
Well, Moon
that's
Knight's
true.
gonna pop off.
You're right.
It's on
It's
Disney
his-
Plus.
it's his time.
So
People,
yeah,
people
Moon
love
Knight is going to become the
the actor.
number one hero.
I can't
Is
wait.
it who's acting?
Oscar Isaac.
Oscar Isaac. Yeah,
Yeah.
people love him.
I love him. And I
I do
love
too.
Moon Knight.
You only love him because he's Moon Knight now.
Well, look. Nobody's perfect, okay? Except for Oscar Isaac while he's playing Moon Knight.
Okay.
Unless it's a bad Moon Knight iteration. In that case, he'll be unperfect. Anyways, Disney Speedstorm,
Game.
very epic. Thank you, Disney.
Yeah.
Finally, I've been so hungry for Mario Kart. Nintendo will not provide, but Disney is here with an offering at
Cart.
just the right time.
Yeah, and that totally won't come back to bite them in the ass. And I don't know, like
This
10
summer.
minutes. So after we had the strangeness that was Speedstorm, we got some extra strangeness in the Kirby body horror of mouthful mode, which was terrifying to watch in real time.
I think you mean adorable?
Of horrible.
no.
Adorable. No,
I'll see myself out.
it's
Yes,
you
please.
know, I was like excited for 3D Kirby, and the more like we got closer to it, I'm like, do I really want to like play a Kirby game? I don't know if I'm like gonna feel it when the time comes, if I'm really gonna want to commit to it, buy the game and play it. But this trailer definitely sold me on like, oh, I gotta play this
I'm
Kirby.
buying it.
I'm like,
And I'm
all
gonna
in.
play. I want to play Bandanity though. I'm giving first player to my wife.
Yeah, the whole like, okay, so obviously the big takeaway is that he didn't eat a car and become a car, which is all very funny. And but the thing that like really got to me was like, you like start off in like this ruined town or theme park or wherever you're at, and like as you collect the Waddle Dees, which are like essentially like the stars of this franchise, I guess now, like they will now they will move into the town and they'll build the town and it'll grow as you like collect them and save them, which is really cool. And then they like build shops and like and it just becomes a more like interesting area.
It's a real game.
It's a real game. It's just it's like I love things where it's like your progress will change like the environment around you, but also like Kirby's had the same abilities since like the dawn of time
ever.
Now he gets a gun.
At some point in time, they decided, well, maybe we should also give him a hat, and that was about as far as they ever took the abilities. But now they're like, what if he can upgrade them? And so now all these old abilities that we've all known for so long, are now being translated to 3D, which is cool and interesting and different. But also, you can upgrade them into more powerful versions of themselves, which I think is very exciting.
Pretty epic.
I wonder how far you can upgrade each one. Like, is it upgrade it once, upgrade it twice?
It looked like 3 times, and it was either 3 times, and then either the third one can sometimes be really different, or is like a 4th secret upgrade or something like that.
Because it looks like they're showing fire, and then like,
well, they definitely
the
showed
flamethrower ability like ended as like a dragon, but I don't know if that was a different ability or if the flamethrower turns into the dragon ability.
I think the flamethrower turns into the dragon because they said some abilities turn into something completely different.
Yeah. Okay.
That was the exact voice he had too.
Yeah.
As a huge fan of that voice, Gary would know exactly how to replicate it.
Some of these abilities.
Oh, I feel like he started talking really weird during the Kirby one in particular. I was like, he's like
and
putting
then he
on like an
into
extra
a cone.
voice.
Funniest thing I've ever seen.
VLC media player.
Look at me, I'm Cone Kirby.
No, I like the town though, with the Waddle Dees and everything. Get to do the shops. It's pretty neat.
Yeah, I like that.
But we don't have to wait very long for that. That's March 7th, so we only have a couple weeks, and then we can all do some excellent boring of our own.
I'll play it after Elden Ring.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how long Elden Ring will take to beat though, so
I don't know. That I didn't even think about that. Oh, I'm dumb. That is coming out soon. The 28th, right? The 27th.
Yeah, something like that.
Cool, great. After that, we got some strangeness because we got the Nintendo Switch Sports, and they decided to not.
Whoa! You forgot the real Nintendo Switch Sport game, Tyler. You're skipping over all the important titles.
No, I'm skipping over the stuff where they had like the weird like block of nothingness where they're like, "Hey, here's baseball with a."
You don't want to talk about the show 2020?
No, because the announcer was like gargling rocks.
No, I want
the most bizarre thing I've ever watched.
I want to talk about it. Isn't it the weirdest phenomenon that sports games look worse and worse every year? There's like it's like a bell curve of quality in sports games. Whereas like N64, it was like SNES, N64, though I guess 3D sports game, N64 era sports games, and then it got pretty good like PS2 era, late PS2 and like early Xbox 360, and then like something hit at like the PS4, Xbox One era where everything just looks like a PS1 game again or a PS2 game.
It looked
and
really
I don't
bad.
know why.
It's like embarrassingly bad.
Like the budget for them is going so far that every NBA game that's come out has gotten dumpster scores.
The thing that's so weird to me is how much time they gave the show. Like,
yeah, it was a ton.
It just got this really awkward time slot of and it went on for way longer than it really should have. And I'm like, who is this for?
I mean,
is this like really popular in Japan? Like, is that what happening?
It was Japan themed.
It was Japan themed.
Well, the player, I'm assuming that player is like a famous person in Japan because I don't know if he's Japanese American or just Japanese, but he was speaking in Japanese, so I'm assuming he's Japanese. And I know baseball is huge in Japan, but it still had like a really oddly long time slot for something that I don't know a lot of people would care about. They had the weird announcer who was gargling rocks as he was like trying to talk and make baseball sound like hard and like interesting. Like, you're not a wrestling announcer, dude. Like, what are you doing?
He was putting on that voice, but he also sounded really bored to be there.
Yeah. And they had the weird puppet too. The puppet that showed up for like 8 seconds. Oh, that was so, God, everything about that it was so weird. It's so freaky. That's why I skipped it, because like, who cares about this stupid show nonsense? It was bizarre. Oh my God. And then we got the real sports game. Nintendo Switch Sports.
Featuring Nintendo Switch Sports.
Featuring the not me's, which have like weird, like uncanny valley faces. They're staring into your soul, dude.
Yeah, at least we still get me's, but yeah, that was like a weird choice. I was like, I don't know why they already nailed it. Like me's are like recognizable and charming and simple, and we all like them. I think we're all in agreement. The me's are fine. Why'd you do this? Why'd you give us a bunch of weird faces?
So what I don't know is, can you customize the ugly me's?
I would,
or are they placeholders for if you don't have a me?
I would assume they're customizable.
Yeah, I figured they're customizable, but that's actually a good question. They don't really touch on that.
Anyways, there were sports in that game.
There were sports, and I like how they had to like explain what the sports are, as if everyone and their mother hasn't played Wii Sports before.
Have you heard of bowling?
No. What is it? Please explain it to me in great detail.
There's a ball, and there's a lane, and there's some pins.
I used to say there's a ball. I'm like, wow, congratulations. You described every sport. Besides hockey, it's got a puck. That's not a ball.
Got a puck.
The disc.
And badminton doesn't have a ball.
Isn't that a ball attached to a weird net thing?
It is kind of like a ball.
It's kind of a ball.
It's got wings.
Yeah. Don't lie to me, Ryan.
Bird ball.
I can sniff out lies from a mile away.
They're adding golf at a later date, and if it does the thing, if it uses the HD rumble when you hit the ball, I am going to cream myself. That's gonna feel so good.
Well, it seemed like they were planning on updating it a couple times. They talked about adding the big mode soccer with the giant soccer ball. They talked about adding golf, so like maybe they'll keep adding to it, which would be neat.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Because it didn't even seem like it was paid updates. It seemed like it was free updates, so you could just keep playing Nintendo Sports forever.
You could.
Finally, something for grandma to play on the Switch, just like back in the Wii days. It's like the one thing we could get her to agree to play with.
Look, if you didn't have your family playing Wii bowling every time you walk out together, then you're lying to me, because that's what happens every time my family got together. They pull out the Wii, we start bowling and playing tennis.
Yep, it was that. That was what we did. That was the fun time.
So moving away from all this sports nonsense, we got hit with something that I had literally never even heard of, and I feel shame because I'm a Square Enix fanboy, but Live A Live.
Yep.
And it seems really neat.
It looks real good.
It looks great.
It's got that nice that
and they're calling
that
it the
Octopath that Octopath
HD 2D
thing that we
is their official name for it.
Okay. Yes. Yeah, it looks really clean. Looks good.
Different character on each time period. Very Chrono Trigger of you.
This is basically Octopath before Octopath.
Well, it's funny because I decided to do some research on it because I felt that I needed to complete my Square Enix knowledge. And the director of this game originally, because it's a game that was in Japan, never got released in the States, and he's the one that directed Final Fantasy VI and Chrono Trigger. And this game was actually before Chrono Trigger, so Chrono Trigger is basically Live A Live 2.
Wow. Well, there you go. You think it's only a matter of time before we get? Wait, you said they remade Chrono Trigger already?
Yeah.
Was it like this? Does it look?
No. I mean, it was basically like a remaster where it just
it was a port, essentially.
Straight up ports, yeah.
It's interesting they did this before Chrono Trigger.
It still looks very good though. It's beautiful sprite work.
Yeah, it looks good. It looks great.
I mean, for both. The original sprites for Trigger looks sweet, and I like the way that Live A Live looks. The HD 2D is gorgeous. I don't know who designed that.
Yeah,
but
they're a genius.
They need a raise, whoever they are, because they're so fucking good at it.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks. I could look at this all day, man.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for it. It's July 22nd, so I know what I'm playing in July. I'm gonna play through everything, and I'll tell you guys how it is, just in case you don't play it as well.
In case it's good.
Yeah,
I'm sure it'll be good. It looks really good.
So we had the HD 2D, and then they showed the other HD 2D game again, Triangle Strategy. Not the official title.
Except they didn't say it this time.
Yeah,
it is the official title, as we all knew.
Of course, it will be.
Looks okay. I'm probably not going to buy it though. But
I won't.
It's one of those games that I want to get, but I also just like I don't.
It doesn't fit. It's definitely one I push out in favor of everything else.
Anything else releasing.
Yeah.
I feel like those like grid-based 3D tactics games, though, I mean, you'll probably enjoy because it seems like it's got the tactics chops behind it. But every time I try to play something like that, Final Fantasy Tactics or any of the Disgaea games, I get really into it and I play like maybe half the game, and then I realize I don't want to do this anymore. Like I'm tired of moving grid-based and just like having each action happen like in order. It takes forever.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I'm sure it'll do good, and they're
It
doing
looks
like
pretty-
another demo, so
Another demo.
another demo.
they said you
So-
can play the first 3 chapters, which sounds like a lot. That seems like a lot of game to play for free.
Yeah,
That
I
is
wonder.
this give away half the gamers.
Yeah. And it carries over too. So if you're like unsure on whether you actually want to buy it or not, you can play the prologue, the first 3 chapters, and carry it over if you like it, which is pretty sweet.
Yeah,
The
that's pretty cool.
I don't think that studio's announced anything else, have they? Like that studio, I don't know who it is, but the studio keeps doing the HD 2D stuff. Do they have anything else in the works? So I'm curious to see if they have like any other takes, because they did like the Octopath and they've done this. I guess they're the team doing Live A Live as well, because it looks pretty similar.
Yeah, if they have, I am unaware of it, but
I mean, I'm looking forward to it. Everything they touch, it's so pretty. After that, we had a little montage of a couple different things, most of which I wasn't paying attention to, I got to be honest, with the exception of the Cuphead DLC, because that's been announced for quite a while, and I feel like it gets pushed back constantly.
I love getting my teeth kicked in.
Well, we never finished our hard mode run.
Oh yeah, we didn't do hard mode. No.
Well, we did the first.
We did normal.
Like
we did the
of the game.
We were in the second world and we just didn't get around to finishing it.
Yeah. Now's our chance with the delicious last course. Well, I got to say, because
I do enjoy Cuphead.
They're introducing a third character, Miss Chalice, and her abilities seem like cheating because you can double jump, and her dodge animation seems like it's a longer dodge.
I mean, I think she's supposed to be the easier character.
she's the Funky Kong.
You mean to tell me
the new funky mode? Yeah,
it's pay to win? Come on now. I didn't think they would do this to us.
I didn't get to play funky mode because I played the original Tropical Freeze and not the new port, because it was like $60 and I'm like, okay, well, I could get the original for like 20.
Yeah.
Funky mode, wasn't he literally invincible?
I don't
If he wasn't invincible, he was like he basically could like walk on spikes and
like fly.
not
He's
take
a
damage and stuff.
surfboard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
he could fly and like walk
Does,
on
like, kick
lava
flips. It's
and
pretty rad.
spikes and stuff. So I think I don't know if he was invincible, but I'm sure he was much easier to play at than a lot of the other characters.
Well, I mean, those games are pretty challenging, so I'm not surprised they have like an easy mode for people that want to play it but like actually can't get through it, because the platforming in the Donkey Kong games is usually pretty insane.
That's been a pattern for a lot of the games recently, where they're adding like with like all studios, they're adding like just like a super easy mode where you essentially just can't lose.
Like they did in Metroid Dread.
Yeah, they have the update for rookie mode.
Yep, they're adding that in Dread. They're also adding one hit kill mode, which is I'm not doing that.
No, I have a bad habit of all the Metroid games because I'm just trying to like speed run it. I run straight through most enemies. Like if it's just random mob, just blow through it.
Generally, you have a big health pool, so you can afford to just kind of be reckless, especially towards the end of the game.
Yeah, actually, that means energy tanks are not useless. You never want to pick those up.
No, so you can take all the shortcuts you want.
Yeah, take everything. Just bullet through it as fast as possible. You know what? You've convinced me. I will play it. I will do the Dread mode.
As long as it doesn't like delete your save, like
we really had to
Iron Man mode and Hollow Knight.
It's Steel Soul mode.
That's I don't like those modes because I want to go complete them, but I know I'm gonna get extremely upset because I'm not gonna be able to make it on my first try.
You know that people just save scum those, right?
Can you do that?
Yeah, like it's actually a running gag in the Hollow Knight community where they're like, yeah, has anyone ever actually done Steel Soul without save scumming?
Then there's no point to doing Steel Soul.
I know, it defeats the whole purpose.
Yeah, I beat Steel Soul mode, asterisk.
Kind of. Maybe not really.
I thought it did the Dark Souls thing where it like auto saved or whatever.
No.
And, like as soon as you die.
Well, I think it's you turn it off before the death animation because I think if the death animation plays out, it actually deletes the save. But I think if you just turn it off like right before your last hit or pause it right before your last hit, then I think that's how it works.
Yeah, you could probably. I mean, you'll know when you're gonna die. So
yeah. But Dread mode isn't doing that. I think it's just one hit, you're sent right back to the previous save point.
Yeah,
that's
what it sounds like.
That's worth trying. I mean, most of the boss. I mean, I think all the boss fights are fair, completely fair.
It's just, I think it's just there for if you like Dread and you're just looking for a new challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah. An excuse to play Dread again. Oh darn, Nintendo! You're really pulling my arm on that one. But they are pulling our arms, at least Ryan and me, because they trolled us real hard with Earthbound and Earthbound Beginnings, and I was like, "Come on, just do it, guys, just fucking just pull that Band-Aid off, do that Mother 3 announcement," and then that was it.
Nope. Yeah,
they're not going to though. So
I guess in hindsight, it makes sense because they were saying that it was for Nintendo Switch Online, which Mother 3 is a GBA game, which isn't part of that, but. It would be nice if they were like, and on the eShop, we're gonna throw in a little Mother 3, which is it's a meme that's been, said far too many times, but it's because we care.
Maybe we care too much, and that's why they won't do it. They do it just to spite us.
Yeah. I will never let hope die, You
should.
You
definitely should. Because, I mean, I wasn't going to let hope die on Mario Kart 9 being announced in this direct. And you know what they immediately slapped me with, Ryan?
What's that?
48 new tracks for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe over the next 2 years, meaning that for at least 2 more years, we're not getting in Mario Kart 9.
You mean Nintendo filled in the void that Disney Kart Racer was supposed to? That's real unfortunate for those guys.
He died before it even began.
Oh no. The mouse isn't going to make all the money ever. Oh no.
Oh geez. Oh heck. Yeah, no, this is Mario Kart, it makes all the sense in the world when you think about it, because Mario Kart 8 to this day is still like, I mean, if a new Switch game hasn't come out, the top selling game of the month is Mario Kart pretty consistently.
I think it's never been out of the top 10 in the entire time.
It's just, I don't know who keeps buying it, because I'm like, there's only so many people that own Switches. So people just keep going back and be like, it's finally time for me to buy Mario Kart, I guess. And, just to go in and be like, hey, this big fat player base that we have for Mario Kart, let's just let's double the entire game with like a whole 48 tracks over the course of time, which is, a good strategy too. It'll keep people coming back. It's gonna, keep engagement. It'll be really exciting because we're gonna get lots of tracks at a time. It feels like, because we're getting, what was it? It was 6 waves.
It's 6 waves with each 8 tracks each time.
Yeah. So I mean, we get a decent number of tracks. I mean, and then and yet, I don't know where I was going with that, but I feel like I had a thought and it just got completely derailed. But anyways, it sounds really cool. I do kind of like am sad because like I like getting new characters and stuff too, and we're not getting that. We're just getting.
Well, you notice it said course booster pack.
It did say course booster.
They could do like character booster packs or something like that, because they very specifically said courses.
Yeah, but I don't think they're gonna do that, because Mario Kart Tour is a thing, and the whole point of that game is unlocking characters by paying lots of money. And so why have a better Mario Kart game that already does that for less money? I saw a picture of somebody someone was like, you can buy 48 new tracks in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe for less than it costs to buy just Diddy Kong in Mario Kart Tour. Diddy Kong costs $40 to buy Tour.
Crap.
Is that
just regular Diddy Kong?
Are you
That's
kidding?
Insane.
You can play Diddy Kong and Diddy Kong Racing.
Where's Diddy Kong Racing?
For no extra charge.
For the low price of Diddy Kong Racing.
Whatever that is right now.
That might be more than the $25.
Might be a little bit more.
I actually don't know.
I'm checking eBay.
Yeah, check it really quick.
Or I'll check a price checker or whatever.
No, I'm actually So I was super excited for this because I mean, obviously I love Mario Kart, but I've been seeing a lot of takes. People aren't happy with this, and that seems weird to
Really?
me because it's 48 new tracks, literally doubling the content of Mario Kart 8,
Yep.
and it just gives you more excuses to play it. And they're like, "Well, I wanted the new game." Like, but what are you going to get with the new game? A $60 price tag, maybe a couple new characters, maybe like a couple items that are different,
Yeah. I don't.
or
I
you're paying
think it's just.
$25 to double the content of 8.
I think people just like the idea of it being new and like the idea of going like, what? I don't get to go to the store and buy a game that's going to be new and take up a spot on my shelf. It's not, it doesn't feel the same, but it absolutely is. This is a way better deal, for sure. Like, I mean, we're paying less money to get more tracks than Mario Kart games normally give us. Like, usually we get what? It's like 8 cups each with 4 tracks, so like 32 tracks.
Say it's like 28, 32, something like that.
Like, and Deluxe was an exception because it came with the DLC from 8, but normally when a Mario Kart games comes out, that's what we get: 8 cups with 4 tracks each, and we're getting more than that for less than half the price of a full-on Switch game.
It's 50 cents per track. That's an absolute steal.
That is a steal.
So Diddy Kong Racing N64 is $26, and
Still-
the DS version is $10.
Still less than just buying Diddy Kong and Mario Kart Tour.
There's a DS version of Diddy Kong Racing.
I forgot there's a port for Diddy Kong Racing
that.
DS. Yeah,
Funny. And I think another thing I've seen, like the knee-jerk reaction that I had was like, this is really cool, but it also kind of stinks that they're all retro tracks. I love getting retro tracks, but I also want to see new tracks. But they're throwing in Mario Kart Tour tracks, which are basically going to be new tracks for me because I ain't never touching a Mario Kart Tour.
You shouldn't.
Not the same exact thing.
And they're going to take the really old games from SNES and GBA, and when they remake those are almost basically like new tracks built from the ground up. So like it's going to feel like we're getting just as many new tracks as we are old tracks. Plus they put in the anti-gravity and like flight and underwater into like
it'll use the
existing ones, so they're revamped quite a bit.
Right. You don't have to sell me on this DLC. I'm already purchasing it. Like, you don't have to sell this to me.
I don't need to sell this to anyone, but here I am, filthy Nintendo shell.
Cringe.
No, I'm really excited for this though. I have a feeling that this is happening because Mario Kart Tour must not be selling like its microtransactions or anything as well as they were hoping. Because why else would they do 48 tracks, including the tour tracks for Mario Kart 8? So that makes me think that Mario Kart 8 is still a better moneymaker for them than Tour.
Yeah, I mean, that would make sense. But apparently Fire Emblem Heroes is their most profitable mobile game.
By a large margin, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it just crossed the $1 billion threshold just recently, I think was in the news. Granted, Mario Kart is much newer than...
It's because Fire Emblem has,
what's Guy Gary?
Degenerate stuff.
Okay.
Or as degenerate as Nintendo will allow.
Speak for yourself. I'm pretty sure Mario Kart Tour had a summer banner.
Does it have banners? Do you have to do you pull for carts and characters in Tour? Is that how that works?
I think so.
Oh, that sounds awful.
Yeah,
remember
someone who's a gacha
Christmas...
sucker. That sounds awful.
I remember them having a Christmas theme one, so I assume there's a summer one.
Oh man.
Whoop-de-doo. I got my bathing suit Wendy Koopa. Oh boy.
Mario Kart. I'm looking this up to see if it's a thing.
Asking for a friend, but do they have Rosalina banners?
Probably. I would assume she's in it.
That's cool. That's pretty cool. How
Their
big is
summer
Tour?
banner is like them in yukatas.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Swimwear Rosalina.
Yeah, I was asking for Grep. He was too embarrassed.
He was too embarrassed.
I'm not a degenerate. I'm confident in myself.
No, we keep mentioning degenerate, and we have one last thing to talk about, and it's pretty degenerate.
How dare you? This is the most classiest of games of all time.
Are you sure about that? Do you remember
hell
the pushback and the controversies for Xenoblade Chronicles 2 with some certain character designs?
Not even remotely. Everyone was very happy about Xenoblade 2.
Reason why
Just
I won't
like
play
I was.
Xenoblade 2. Literally the
notice,
only
though,
reason why I'm not playing Xenoblade 2.
Every character they showed had way more muted character designs for 3.
It
Oh, I
did
should
seem
probably say
like
that.
they
Hang
were
on. Xenoblade
leaning.
Chronicles 3 was announced. That's what I'm referring to.
Yeah, Xenoblade Chronicles 3. It does seem
Which,
like
hell
they are leaning in a little bit more. The character designs are more leaning into the same direction that like the first game was.
Yeah.
Although it is definitely a combination of like the two.
Yes.
But
I would discuss some of the stuff, but those would absolutely be spoilers, and I definitely want people to play the first and second game. So
yeah, it's I mean, Nintendo pretty much like I missed it the first time because I was too busy freaking out. But they basically are like, yeah, this is like gonna this is gonna tie in like Xenoblades 1 and 2, right? Like they said it right there after the trailer. I'm like, oh
yeah, they did.
like I mean, we're not even gonna be coy about it, which I guess makes sense because if you watch the trailer, if you know a lick about Xenoblade, you'll be able to figure out like, oh yeah, that's definitely the Mechanis blade, like, and that's definitely a Titan from the first or from the second game.
Exactly.
And,
you see certain characters that seem kind of familiar, which is kind of weird.
They definitely look like other characters from other games, and they posted some on like the site or on the Nintendo website, I guess they put it like a little update from like the developer, and they were saying that they actually planned out 3 after the development of 1 and while they were working on 2. So like they've like had this in their back pocket. They've been waiting to do this since they made started 2. And so they made 2 with 3 in mind as well. So this is going to be like a full, like this is going to be a whole thing.
Ryan, why'd you have to make my excitement even higher? Please, you don't need to do that.
Anyways, back to tinfoil hat time. So you're probably thinking to yourself, Ryan, what about Xenoblade 4? What does the future of the franchise hold? He asked. Xenoblade 3 hasn't even come out yet. Well, boys, there's another Xenoblade game. There's another Xenoblade game that has been long forgotten from a Wii U era called Xenoblade Chronicles X, and it's the only reason I still have my Wii U. I'd throw that thing in the garbage if I could, because basically every Wii U game is now on Switch except for Xenoblade Chronicles X, which makes me wonder.
And Twilight Princess HD. Thank you very much.
I could play that on other games. It's on other consoles. It's fine. But now I'm thinking, okay, so what if the next console, the Switch 2 Electric Boogaloo, we move on. The Xenoblade trilogy is complete.
Copium.
And now we go back to Xenoblade Chronicles X, and we do that trilogy, and it follows the same formula. They release X2, they re-release X, and then we get X3. It all makes perfect sense.
Xenoblade Triple X, baby. That's what the fans want.
Wait, they really put themselves into a corner with that one.
They kind of did, yeah. No, they could do Monster Hunter, where they called it like cross. It's not XX, it's cross. So they just call it triple cross or like cross.
Or or Gen, yeah.
Or Gen.
No, Gen. But Chronicles 3 was also kind of weird because it was the only game they talked about in the entire direct that wasn't releasing the first 6 months.
Yep, September.
Or 7 months, I guess, because July, but September.
Yeah, that's a bit of a jump too. So that kind of makes me wonder what is happening between July and September. If it's going to be nothing, or I guess they could have a thing or two at E3 that they might announce that will fill in that gap.
I have a feeling the next direct's like it's probably the E3 direct, but the next direct will solely be about holiday.
Yeah.
But
they got to do something during like August, I guess. I guess they could skip August if they really wanted to.
Does anyone care about August?
Yeah, really? Is it even real?
I don't think it's a real month.
Yeah.
Okay. August hate. Uncalled.
Fuck August. All my homies hate August.
They have games coming out for June, July, and then September. So August is a dead month to them too. They don't care about it.
August is the new January. All right. Like there, I said it.
I don't know what that means, but I agree.
Anyways, Xenoblade 3 looks really cool, and I'm very excited for it. I'm curious to know if they're going to, because Xenoblade 1 plays very differently from Xenoblade 2 in terms of combat, at least. Control, running around the areas and stuff is exactly the same. But you go into combat, Xenoblade 2's battle mechanics are completely different from Xenoblade 1's. So I'm curious if this game will be completely different from both of those, or if it'll be a merging of the two, or if it'll be fully all in on 2, or maybe certain characters will play 1 and certain characters will play 2. I don't know. I'm very excited.
Well, I know what I want, which is they go into the Xenoblade Chronicles 2 files and then Control C and then Control V into Xenoblade Chronicles 3, and I'd be a happy man because do I love that combat system.
Yeah, no, it's great. I would like that too because Xenoblade 2's I really like the blade system in Xenoblade 2. I thought it was a lot of fun. I'm as someone who likes I'm something of a collector and I like to collect. So I collected all those boys up and I used them, except for not really. I used some of them, but the part of the collecting the blades is one of the like aspects that I really had a good time with in that. And like it was cool too because like all the blades had like you get them and not only could you use them, but they all had like side content and like side stories for you to like flesh out their characters and stuff. It was just a lot of fun, and it was just like an extra layer to that game that I really enjoyed. And if you didn't like a blade, you could just ignore it. But
throw them in the trash.
Just throw them in the trash where they belonged. And Lord knows there were a couple of those blades. But
that's what I'm saying. Like, there's a few where I'm like, I don't even remember. Like, I could see a picture of them. Like, you're in the game. Like, you sure? I don't know about that one, Chief.
Yep. But yeah, I'm excited. I want to know more about this game. I'm ready. Spaghetti. Just inject it right into my bloodstream. And it's gonna have all that juicy lore from the other games, probably. Maybe we'll see. I say maybe, like it's a maybe. It's 100% chance gonna have juicy lore from the other games, and I'm ready for it.
Yeah, it was a pretty good end to the direct. A really solid direct all around, in my opinion. Just like they started out strong, they had like some really cool stuff in the middle, and they ended with a banger. Like,
yep,
I wasn't expecting a direct to have this much content.
I'm so happy that Xenoblade is now like big enough to be their one more thing. They're like, here's our big fat announcement for the end of a direct, and it's like it's Xenoblade. I'm like, remember when you guys didn't even want to release Xenoblade?
I remember when you got super excited for Shulk and Smash back in the day. What a time we've come.
Remember when no one believed me when I said Shulk?
No one believed you.
Straight up,
we all denied
it would happen. And boy, did I show them.
You thought it was copium, but he was drinking hopium and it became truthium.
Where was that hopium for Mother 3?
Mamma mia.
Mamma mia. Okay. And then it happened with Pyra in Smash Ultimate, and I'll be, next Smash game, I'll be there campaigning for whoever character I like the most.
It's Flute Boy from Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
Do you even play Smash anymore, Ryan?
No. Anyways, there was a funny picture I saw that was basically comparing the character art for that main character from Xenoblade 3 to the main protagonist of Shin Megami Tensei 4, and is literally verbatim a copy paste recolor.
Let me see. Hold on.
I wish I should have saved it, but it is straight up like, oh shit. They just like, someone was like, I like that pose and that ponytail.
Oh, I see.
It's literally the same pose.
It's fan art.
Oh no.
Oh, they're doing the same pose. Yeah.
They're doing it is almost exactly the same picture, except for he's wearing different clothing. Yeah. And he's got a cool Minato.
He's a samurai.
He is a samurai, yeah.
That's a good game that everybody should play. Oh, you did play that, Ryan. I don't think you finished SMT4.
I didn't finish it, but I did play a bit of
it. It's a very good game, but it's
there weren't any waifus today, so I really had a hard time holding my attention.
I hate society.
Degeneracy knows no bounds.
Why would I play an offshoot of Persona,
Sorry, my apologies. You're very correct, sir. Daily reminder to play SMT5 for Switch since we're talking about the Switch.
I do.
It sold really well. People are playing it.
I know. Well, it's because it's on the Switch.
I know.
It's so good.
Did you beat it?
Yeah, I beat it. Once I started, I got it when it came out, and then I was busy playing blowing through Final Fantasy Story 14s. So I put that on hold for a little bit, and then I came back to it, and I binged it. Soundtrack amazing, characters amazing, good story in terms of a Shin Megami Tensei game, but we don't talk about that.
Sweep that under the rug quickly.
It's like the best looking game on the Switch. I mean, I could go on. They fixed the frame rate issue. that
did
it had
they?
in the beginning. Yes, they did.
Nice.
Or at
That was
least,
the biggest
or
complaint.
they fixed it enough to where it was completely bearable.
Mhm.
It was unplayable at the beginning though. Like I couldn't do it.
Gotcha.
But they've made a substantial improvement to it since,
That's great.
and now it just looks amazing. So great, great.
Great. We'll get to it.
Now SMT is going to be a Nintendo exclusive franchise.
Yep. The Nintendo's gonna buy Atlas up. Gonna acquire them.
Well, no, because Sega owns Atlas.
They're gonna buy Sega.
They probably could. What does
And,
Sega have besides Persona and SMT? Sonic or something? Who cares?
Some dumb blue hedgehog nobody likes.
That Sonic game's coming out, guys.
Cool.
Eventually.
Great.
And I'm not buying it on the Switch if it's gonna be the same exact game, because that's a frame rate issue waiting to happen.
What? It'll be the cloud version. The superior version.
Forces
True.
doesn't run that good on Switch.
Well, Forces doesn't run very good.
Period. Well, I never really seen anybody play it on PS4. The Switch version of Colors Ultimate straight up doesn't run, or it didn't run at a certain point.
That's what I like to hear.
That's a good thing I bought it on PS5.
Maximum effort.
I only just hated it instead of not being able to play it. Great.
But yeah. When do you think the next
Nintendo.
direct's going to happen besides E3? Think we're going to get another one?
I don't think we're.
I don't
gonna
think
get
so.
it. I think that's it.
I don't think we need one because we just got everything for.
We're yeah.
They
we're
laid it
also
out,
gonna
like, June,
announce-
All the
July.
cards are on the table.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited. The next 5 months seem pretty great.
Yeah, we're gonna be we'll
Stacked.
be fed.
I
Gamers?
actually don't want anything else to be released.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was actually like, man, I can just like chill and do other things. I won't have like a shit ton of video games to play. And
Too
Nintendo was like,
You thought.
Your hobbies
Hold
are
up.
now forfeit.
you're gonna be playing Kirby,
Hell yeah.
and I'm gonna like it. Probably, hopefully, we'll see. I shouldn't say that before I play the game. I will say that about Xenoblade 3.
You shill.
Also, this was a kind of a weird direct because this was like the first one we had in a long time where we didn't have a Smash reveal because that's over forever.
It did feel lacking.
We've had Smash reveals for like years. Every direct, we always knew, like even if everything else sucks, we'll have at least a Smash reveal, and they'll reveal a new character that I'll be excited for, and I will never play because I don't play Smash, but I'll be hype about it anyway.
So I was super hyped for Sora, and I never played it. So I was happy for my boy. He was smiling.
He was smiling. He was here.
The handshake. Ooh.
Yep. Hit good. But we won't be hit with that anymore because Smash is over.
Single
okay.
tier.
Until they throw Sakurai back in the basement.
And then he's gonna find a way to top Ultimate.
Yeah, I don't know about that one, Chief.
Haha, guys,
Yeah,
I'm
that's-
definitely creating another Smash out of my own free will.
It's okay. They're paying him enough that he can afford at least 2 TVs, so he's well off. This time he didn't have a hand injury, so he's got that going for him.
Things are coming up, Sakurai.
Things are looking up for our boy.
Oh man. Well, I'm glad we
Well,
enjoyed this direct. I'm glad we're back together.
Yep. I'll
Doing
see
the
you boys
memes,
in, I'll
doing the
see you
chats.
boys. See you boys in June.
Well, hold on. We get to talk about other things next time.
Yeah. I will try to sell you guys on Arceus because I am once again a Nintendo shill.
That you can't. We're done here. I don't want to hear anything positive about Game Freak ever.
I'm
Don't
sold on
speak to me.
Arceus, but I'm not buying it.
It's a good time. I really enjoyed it.
I thought we were going to
Anyway,
talk about
That's my review of Arceus. It's good,
2021
Joe.
games next time.
Oh yeah, yeah. Next time,
Before it
see
gets
what the
too
industry
late.
was like
It's already
in
February.
2021. Talk about our favorites. Talk about what sucks. See how the industry was doing because I mean, COVID did a number on stuff. So yet again,
I get to shill my weird games, and I pretty much only have weird games, I think. Besides,
I mean,
Monster Hunter.
I only played indies last year. I'm not gonna lie.
Did I even play video games last year? I don't remember.
When did you start playing Halo, Ryan?
That was
Oh, that's right.
That was this year, unfortunately. So we're not allowed to talk about it.
Unfortunately. All right, yeah, but we'll do that next time.
Next time.
Oh yeah.
On the next episode.
Thanks for joining us.